There's fun and excitement on television's favorite nighttime game show, Tic-Tac-Toe, with host Wink Martindale. Don't miss the fun weeknights at Super 7:30 on TV Active 3. WKZO TV 3, Kalamazoo.
Good afternoon, I'm Cynthia Kay and this is Accent. Today we're going to be examining some of the myths and marvels of electric vehicles and why, although they've been around for quite some time, they are not widely used. Joining us, Dr. Dennis Darling of Western Michigan University, Marvin Black of the Kalamazoo Nature Center. Also, a fashion magazine says big is beautiful. We'll have the story for you. But first, I know what's on the minds of most West Michigan residents is the severe weather of yesterday. Our News Active 3 team has been on the scene since things began, and we've been constantly updating you. We'd like to do that again. And here with the story is Hugh Harper. Hugh?
Thank you very much, Cynthia. Of course, yesterday was the day people will remember. Tragic tornadoes have been around as long as the state of Michigan has. Now, those are historical facts. But for residents of the city of Kalamazoo, the date they'll probably remember the most is May 13th of 1980. After sweeping through parts of Buren County, the tornado first appeared on Kalamazoo's west side about 4 in the afternoon. Twister showed no mercy as it moved along, wreaking havoc as it headed for the downtown Kalamazoo area. In its wake, more than 60 homes were destroyed alone in the Westwood area. But the downtown business district perhaps suffered the worst damage. Now, these pictures you're seeing tell more graphically than just about anyone could describe the devastation created by the tornado as it unleashed its fury upon the downtown Kalamazoo area. These pictures were taken by the News Active 3 photography team as the storm roared through the downtown area. The devastation, in a word, is horrible. 5 people were killed. Their 31-year-old Mary Gilman, killed at the North Village Laundromat in West Main, 26-year-old Christine Wellington, and 64-year-old Lucia McFall. Both were killed behind Gilmore's store. Francis Hardy, killed after a tree fell on him in front of the Kalamazoo YWCA, and 67-year-old Raymond Moyer. He was killed when he fell from a scaffolding on the west side. With me now is our colleague John Graber. John has been in the devastated area. John, just what's going on at this moment? Can you tell us?
The situation appears to be well under control, Hugh. State police, city police, county sheriff's deputies have the situation under control in downtown Kalamazoo. We have some more tape for you that has been shot today. We'll start off with some tape shot from a helicopter, and this will show you pretty graphically what the situation looks like in downtown Kalamazoo. This was the hardest hit area, beginning right here. In a moment you'll see the Gilmore department store. The back of it there.
There it is right there.
The wall is gone. From there, the ISB building, which was also hit very hard. Virtually every window shattered in the Industrial State Bank building.
I think 2 people were killed, as I mentioned, behind the Gilmore store, John.
That's right.
And there's the ISB building. I hear just about every window in the place was broken out.
There are very few left. In a moment here, we'll be going to a residential area. Here it is. This is the Westwood area of the city of Kalamazoo. Devastation is an apt word to describe this scene. Many homes destroyed, many other homes heavily damaged, power lines down throughout the area, some of them still live as of this morning.
I just wonder how those people feel, you know. It must be terrible, John.
No one killed in this area, no one seriously injured.
As I mentioned, you don't have to say anything, it's right there to see.
This is the Church of God, Hugh, on Gorham Lane in the Westwood area. As you can see, half the roof is gone. Some more shots of that residential area. Mayor Annan and 3rd District Congressman Howard Wolpe toured this area this morning. We'll have some videotape of that in just a moment. We're going to go back downtown again. So you can see, there's the back of the Gilmore department store. 2 people died when they were hit by falling debris there.
That is really something, John. That's about all I can say when you look at those scenes. And cleanup will take quite some time because
Yes, it will.
Mr. Gilmore and the family said that he's going to try and rebuild it.
We're on the ground now. You saw Congressman Wolpe and Mayor Ed Annan with Police Chief John Ross. Heading out West Main now, you can see the Consumers Power crews working to restore electric power. State police at every intersection. Back into Westwood now on the ground. You can get another perspective of the damage in that area.
And the police, of course, looking through the rubble there. We're in the Westwood section, John?
Yes. In a moment, Congressman Wolpe and Mayor Annan will be talking to some of the people who live out there. Here is that.
My brother and my mom were the only two people who were here in the basement. Everybody else was gone.
They're okay?
Yeah.
What are your immediate plans now?
I don't know.
What's your piece of glass here, sir? So you know. Unbelievable.
Were you in the basement when it happened?
No, but my wife and Mark were. It's unfortunate.
As I said, no deaths, no serious injuries in the Westwood area. Heading back down West Main Street again to the downtown area. Trees down. That's Stowe Stadium on the Kalamazoo College campus.
Where the tennis tournaments are held nationally.
Another residential area nearer downtown, just off West Main.
Stand by. He's here in the wire room.
And those scenes that we saw so graphically portrayed were from that helicopter that just went overhead.
That helicopter, incidentally, is from WJBK television in
John, I
Detroit.
just checked with John.
The ISB building again, and there are 2 or 3 windows that have not been shattered. You have to look closely to find them, though.
Very closely, John.
We're going to go, excuse me.
I was going to say the buildings were boarded up there already.
Mm-hmm.
Must have done that in a hurry.
We're going to see some shots here in a moment of the Kalamazoo Mall downtown. Many windows broken in the mall. Many businesses forced to close.
That is terrible. People have never experienced one of these tornadoes. You can certainly get a graphic idea of just what happened. Might mention that it's off limits to go down there and take a look at it because
that's right. You have to
policemen to prevent you from doing so because of the cleanup.
That's the back of the Gilmore department store. And you're right, you can't get downtown without a pass. Those passes are being issued to people with official business at the police station. Bronson Park, many trees, some of them over 100 years old. It's all gone. As bad as the damage was, Hugh, in the city of Kalamazoo, there was some serious damage to the west of us in Van Buren County as well. You'll be seeing some of that. Here it is. A tornado caused damage in the townships of Bangor, Arlington, Waverly, and Alameda. 280 homes hit, 14 people injured, about 250 residents left homeless in Van Buren County. These shots were taken in the Gobles area.
Nothing much more can be said, John. I think that tells it all. Thank you very much for your work, and I know you'll be back out on the street and checking into anything that people would like to know, of course, about what's going on the cleanup and so forth.
Thank you, Hugh.
Thank you. By the way, at least 81 people were injured in the tornado. 64 were treated and released from Kalamazoo Hospital. Another 5 were admitted to Bronson Hospital for further treatment. There are 47 people treated and released in the Borges Medical Center. About 1,000 homes were damaged, and the overall damage comes to some $50 million. Hundreds of law enforcement officers have flooded the downtown area, trying, of course, to keep the cleanup process as orderly as possible. At least 200 state police troopers were called in last night. They were joined by sheriff's deputies from Calhoun, Berry, and Allegan counties. Deputies from Oakland and Kent counties are on a standby basis in case they're needed. And of course, there are the Kalamazoo County deputies, city police, and officers in the surrounding townships. They've put in a yeoman amount of duty since the storm first hit. As John showed you in those films there, Buren County, the damage was heavy in the Gobles area. National Guardsmen have joined the county sheriff's deputies in helping in the cleanup effort. Needless to say, human suffering always occurs when you have a disaster of this sort. Hundreds of human service agencies in West Michigan have mobilized almost immediately to help those affected by the storm. The Red Cross has opened a disaster relief center. It's at the Continuing Education Center on Westnedge Avenue. That's the old Kalamazoo Central High School building. Tornado victims who may need assistance could call one of these two numbers I'll give you, 382-0062 or 382-0072. I'll give you the numbers again, 382-0062 or 382-0072. Red Cross also has set up facilities to provide meals for those who were left homeless. Very little that's normal, of course, in the city of Kalamazoo today, as a wide section of the city, as we mentioned, is still off limits to residents. Only those who have special emergency passes are being allowed into the city. The city was under a curfew beginning at 9 o'clock last night until 7 o'clock this morning. All schools have been closed for at least today, and there is no bus service in the city of Kalamazoo at all. City officials met an emergency session late this morning to map out strategy for the cleanup effort. They're holding a news conference at this very hour to explain how the city will be operating over the next few days. And just what a market.
Who is on assignment.
The twisters left 5 dead, wrecked the houses, the lives, the homes, and businesses of countless others. Today it appears the rebuilding may take years. Derek Blakely reports.
From the air, federal, state, and local officials surveyed the destruction, now estimated at $40 to $50 million. Most of the damage was in downtown Kalamazoo. Police closed off the area to all except those who live or maintain offices there. People lined up to obtain special passes to enter the devastated area. And in the basement of the police department, an emergency information center was set up to direct the cleanup efforts.
Dispatch, if you read.
Suzanne Smith's two-story home was one of the most severely damaged by the tornadoes.
The flooring, everything, it's bad. But we're fortunate just to be here.
Thousands more here are starting to rebuild their homes today and restructure their lives after the worst disaster in anyone's memory.
Downstairs, about half the living room ceiling is down about halfway, almost touching the floor on one side. There's two walls of the living room that are, well, one's almost missing and the other one's damaged badly.
City officials say the downtown area will remain shut down at least through tomorrow while the dangerous debris is cleared away. But it will take much longer, perhaps years, before Kalamazoo fully recovers. Derek Blakely, CBS News, Kalamazoo, Michigan.